This week's topic is born in the wrong body. A common expression used to describe transsexuality is that you're born in the wrong body. So in my case, I was born in a female body when I should have been born in a male body. And several trans people disagree with this sentiment and think it doesn't apply to them, and have different ideas about this, or different feelings about this expression. For me, I find it's pretty accurate, but then again, I was someone who struggled with gender identity as a child. I could handle the social aspects of being seen as female. I could handle being a different kind of woman, a woman with kind of a different personality, a different way of approaching things. I went to a women's college where diversity of expression and personality were appreciated. So I feel like I could cope with being a woman in society. The reason that I decided to transition, what really pushed me to transition, was that I could no longer cope with the physical dysphoria. It felt like this huge, awful, terrible secret that I was dealing with all the time, and it was just getting worse as time went by. I thought that it was the kind of thing where if I just became enough of a feminist, or if I just explored all different kinds of having sex, all different ways to have sex, or all different kinds of partners, if I had sex with men, or if I had sex with women, or different kinds of sex, I thought, well, maybe that will make the physical dysphoria go away. It doesn't. It doesn't ever go away. Physical dysphoria was beginning to seriously harm my relationships, because you're keeping a secret that has sexual consequences, or a sexual component to it. You're keeping this big secret from your partner, and it kind of spills out in different ways. And for me, I was dating straight men. I'd be like, hey, yo, wanna try sex with a strap-on? Or can I fuck you in the ass? Or we'd just be lying there, and I would have this urge to do things that straight women, some straight women do, but not generally speaking. And other things, feelings about my chest, feelings about how I would try really hard to like having my chest touched, and I would try it, and I would try so hard to enjoy it, because I knew it was something that I was supposed to enjoy. But it would just make me feel so bad. And how do you tell a partner, I feel bad about my chest? And his response is going to be, but it's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with your chest, and my chest is beautiful. I have a very nice, symmetrical, well-proportioned body. But and I know that, so it's hard to explain without talking about gender identity what exactly is wrong and why I don't like my chest touched. Especially after you've been faking it for so long. So you're like, oh, okay, I no longer want you to touch my chest. And he's like, well, why? Did I do something? And it becomes a problem. And then the social stuff would begin to creep in. And while the social component of being a woman was something that I could handle in wider society most of the time, it was definitely something I was coping with. It was not something I enjoyed, but I could cope. But in the context of a relationship, it got to be too much, and I couldn't cope anymore. So what pushed me to transition was the fact that I had a phantom penis and it was never going to go away, and the fact that I just wanted a beard so badly, and that I felt my body was just wrong. It was just the wrong sex, and I should have been born a man. So for me, the expression fits pretty accurately, and the social stuff is also an issue. I mean, it's also a component, because now that I'm not coping with being a woman, life is just so much more enjoyable. Why should someone go through life just coping when it doesn't need to be that way, when there's a treatment for this disorder? I know a lot of people don't like it to be called a disorder, but for me, I find it to be the appropriate word. And it's a disorder that has a treatment, and I don't know if it has a cure, but pretty darn close. Or makes it, or at least there's a treatment that makes it much more livable. It makes life much more livable. So I realize that for several trans people, that expression does not fit their experience, but I'd say that yes, I was born in the wrong body.